Well, welcome here in the Lawrence-zaal for the launch of AMT. And my name is Frank Pieke, and I will be saying something briefly about AMT in a few minutes. But before that, I would like to ask Wim Drees, the Vice Dean of the Faculty of the Humanities, to say a few words on behalf of the faculty and the university administration. Wim?
There's even a second microphone. Thank you. So welcome. For us as a university, I think it's a long tradition of research worldwide, but including Asia, of course, having to do also with Dutch colonial history and other reasons why this has always been a topic. It certainly currently is a flourishing topic for us to have the study of Asia, both in our teaching. The programs run from, say, India to Korea, the whole range, and also Middle East, including Iran, so and Russian Eurasian studies. So we cover quite a lot of area in this large part of the world. And also in our research, we have many excellent researchers, both in the humanities and of course in the other faculties, law and cultural anthropology, social sciences and other places in the university as well. So the board of the university at some point decided to form a couple of profile areas, things they want to highlight more in our research. And one of those was Asian modernities, so the current developments and traditions. We have both sides in our research, I think, and that has come to fruition under the leadership of Frank Pieke to become a kind of collaboration of many researchers and initiatives. And we're very welcome that this has been taken on, and we wish it all the best for its further development.
Well, thank you very much. Wim Drees already said a few things about the background of AMT, why it exists and what it wants to do, but I would want to amplify that a little bit more. But the first thing I want to say is that I'm not the great leader of AMT. There's a group of people who lead AMT, and they are drawn from different bits of the universities, different faculties and different departments within these faculties, and together we try to make this work, and I think we have already made a very good start over the last few months. So the purpose of this profile area, which is not really an English word, and probably is also not really a Dutch word, but anyway, we'll have to make do with it, is to solve a problem which is very common in many research universities. And that is that there are lots and lots of people working on a particular area of expertise or a particular place in the world, or whatever it may be, but there are very few institutional mechanisms to bring these people together to explore joint programs or joint interests, even students that they may train that they might also be interested in learning from as well. Also, of course, on the level of undergraduate and MA teaching. And Asian studies, I think, is particularly prone to this problem, not only in Leiden, but in other universities that I know and love as well. But I think Leiden is unique in its attempt through this particular profile area to do something about it at a more structural level with a very clear steer from the center of the university. So the idea is that AMT and the group of people that leads it and coordinates it will help the university to have more of a joined up approach to Asian studies, to do what I just outlined, to see what the commonalities are, where we could develop together better, what may be the things that, for instance, somebody working in political science and somebody working in area studies or history might find commonalities. So that's one thing. And the second thing, obviously, is to strengthen Asian studies. I mean, it is already very good in Leiden. It's definitely, I think, the best place in continental Europe for Asian studies, but I think it can still get quite a bit better than it already is. So strengthen what we have, but also add to that strength. And thirdly, what we will do, not aggressively, but proactively, is to extend our connections outside the university proper. So we want to profile Asian studies in the university, make it more visible, and also hopefully more relevant to people in government or business or in the NGO and other public sectors in Holland, but also beyond that. And we'll be organizing several events and activities to hopefully do that. So that is our mission over the next 5 years. What we do for that is, first of all, we have appointed, or will shortly appoint, depending on which post we talk about, 4 PhD fellowships, fully funded fellowships, and 2 postdoctoral fellowships. Some of these, as I said, have just started their work. Others will start their work very shortly, and one further one will be advertised within a few months from now. And that, I think, is an important step in itself to strengthen, I think somebody wants to get in, to strengthen Asian studies within university. And these positions have been chosen in such a way that the occupants of these posts span different bits of Asia, right, or different disciplines. So these posts are all designed to find cross-linkages and not to strengthen just one specialization where we perhaps already are really good at anyway. So that's one thing that we do. The other thing that we do, obviously, is good academic dissemination work through the normal, but very, in my view, still extremely important conferences, seminar series. We also will pay for visiting scholars to come here for a longer or shorter period of time, usually linked with academic and non-academic events that we also organize. And the third prong is what I said just now, is to organize events that are relevant to people outside of academia proper. So for instance, one of the things that I very much hope to be able to do is to organize a periodic seminar study session on a particular current topic in Asia, in The Hague, to which we, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other ministries, invite relevant government officials and other people working in the Hague area for dissemination and also for debate. How can we make our research then more relevant perhaps to the concerns that are active and relevant outside of the university? And we'll do several other things like that in the next 5 years. Okay, I think I've said more than enough, and I don't want to take any more time away from one of the main courses this afternoon, which is Professor Douara, for which I hand over to the moderator for that session, Michiel van Krevel. Michiel?
History. The global. Tradition, modernity, Asia. The transnational. Culture, nation, empire, power, authority, mansukuo, sovereignty, development, the national, India, society, Korea, class, citizenship, the local, native place, displacement, diaspora, rescuing history from the nation, identity, the post-colonial, the social, the Dutch East Indies, Japan, the personal, the ecological, the universal, religion, race, gender, paradigms are for shifting, China, rescuing personal and collective commitment from secularism, the cosmopolitan, politics and poetics, ideals, principles, ethics, authenticity, the post-Western, knowledge, rescuing vision from pigeonholes, rescuing scholarship from administrators, planetary sustainability as a transcendent goal, scope, originality. Any questions? What sort of introduction is this? So far, it's been a collage of words scratched from the surface of a stunning publication record, interspersed with some passages from the paper Prasenjit Douara is about to present here, and a few other things that flitted by, including frequent reference to the title of what is but one of his several groundbreaking monographs. While there is no need to rehearse the details of a widely known, publicly accessible CV, one perspective one could take on our guest today is that of teacher. Then again, just last night, during a meeting with representatives of Asian studies around here, he confessed that he doesn't like grading, and he is glad to have been released from that burden. At the same time, he hastened to add that it's not as if he doesn't teach any longer, since he continues to, quote, expound his views, unquote, in public settings. This moved one of his interlocutors to suggest that this would make him not so much a teacher as a master. To avoid any misunderstandings at this point, it should be noted that this conversation transpired without a shred of irony. Teacher, master, or perhaps rescue party? And if the latter, what does that tell us about Asian studies in Leiden? Jest aside, dear Professor Duara, we are deeply honored by your presence here today, since it's hard to think of anyone better equipped to speak at the launch party of the key research area called Asian Modernities and Traditions. Words that come to mind here are the possibility of a pan-Asian perspective, comparison in its most sophisticated forms, and more generally a picture that is as big as it is incisive, reflecting an internationally respected career. Dear friends, please extend a warm welcome to Professor Prasenjit Duara as he speaks to us on sustainability and the crisis of transcendence, the long view from Asia.